Right, we're on. Today I'm off to Edinburgh to meet Iain Lowdean. Iain Lowdean is a very, very good golf professional. He obviously coaches the game and he's very, very high up in Skillist. I'm not sure what level he is in Skillist, but I think as in from UK, he's one of the highest rated golf coaches on Skillist. And possibly Europe, possibly the world. I know he's a way up there somewhere and he's going to give me a golf lesson. That there is a left-handed golf glove. It's not actually, it's a right-handed golf club for the left-handed player. It's quite confusing that, isn't it? So I'm going to go and get a left-handed golf lesson. My first ever lesson as a left-handed golfer. This is quite daunting. So I'm actually quite nervous about this. Never had a golf lesson for decades. My first ever golf lesson as a left-handed golfer. I'm going to walk onto a range with a set of left-handed golf clubs, meet this professional, get a lesson, people will be watching, cameras on the go. Let's go. Right, we're here. I'm not going to lie, I'm actually quite nervous. But I'm pretty sure I'll manage. Pretty sure. So I'm just going to clip a few edges to warm up. The guy in the shop there has just asked if I'm the pro from the Borders, as he's expecting me, and he's now watching me, expecting me to be brilliant, but he doesn't realise that I'm playing left-handed and I'm a pro right-handed. Just to add to the nerves, of course. Feeling good though. Nervous, but feeling good. Left-handed, eh? First golf lesson. That guy's looking out the window going, is he a pro?
Yeah, we should. Can we find out a bit more information about, so you left-handed?
Yes, so...
Yeah. So give me a bit more information about the game then.
Right, so I am obviously a professional right-handed.
Yeah.
Much easier right-handed.
For sure. yeah, so why are you doing this? This is good.
So yeah, no, it's an
love
interesting question. Why am I doing this? You'll be the same. So you do loads of coaching in your skill list, which is unbelievable. Number 2 in the world now, I believe. So I've come to the right guy, which is brilliant.
Thank you.
But empathy for when coaching.
Yeah.
To see how hard it is for the guy to pick up a golf club, knowing nothing about the game, not knowing nothing about the game, but feeling very alien. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to have empathy with that, to feel how awkward it is to make change within the golf swing.
That's a great way of doing it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the journey started a couple of years ago. I kind of gave it up for a year, got back into it a couple of months ago, and I'm pretty poor.
Okay, that's good for me. Yeah, that's good for me.
So that's the idea behind it all.
Yeah.
My clubs are a soft regular flex G400.
Standard line?
Standard, everything's standard about it.
Okay.
Not being fitted, which is completely opposite to my right-handed stuff.
Yeah.
I interlock left-handed but overlap right-handed.
Interesting. Why'd you do that?
Comfort.
Yeah, do you know what? That's a huge thing. Comfort with the grip. Oh, so curious then on this one, because this is an interesting one that I wanted to ask you was, is there anything that you do right-handed that has moved into you left-handed that you can feel, or is it almost like you're numb and you're swinging away?
The more I play left-handed, the more I capture right-handed feels.
Yeah.
Which is what a new golfer wouldn't have.
Yeah,
they wouldn't have that. So the experience comes in. When I'm playing badly left-handed, which is quite a lot of time, I turn around and take a couple of feels right-handed.
I saw that earlier on.
Did you?
Yeah.
And then,
I was like, you're going left-handed, Steve. Why are you doing that?
And then I put it into my left, and I can sort of grasp that feel for a little bit. So there is a head start over an average golfer. Yeah. But that's really it. That's really it. And there's some really funky strikes. I mean.
Gotcha. So what would give me, like, let's say the best looking shot. How would describe it? If we're going straight towards that 100 yard.
Okay,
that blue 100 yard. Like what would be the general direction if there was one that you could say?
You're absolutely right. Bad shot is to the right.
Curve or straight?
Curves.
Okay.
And can go straight.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Curves and can go straight. I mean, I've got a rough idea as to why. Yeah. But it's hard for me to see myself. So it's
no, it is, yeah. And then, so what about strike? Do you? Yeah, this is that $1 million question.
Strike can be anything.
Yeah. Your low point can be anywhere. I mean, that was good. That was a lovely shot. I would just retire on that one.
But my bad one, the strike is a thin.
Okay.
Thin. It can be a chunk, but it's generally more of a thin.
Yeah.
I've got an 8 iron here.
Okay, perfect.
So that's out to the right.
Yeah,
Straight
yeah.
flight, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah. So I've created an account on Skillest. So then I'm going to upload these videos to you as well.
Okay.
So what we'll do, and this is everybody that I coach as well, that we'll go through and I'll do analysis and you'll pick up some of that stuff as well. But by you being able to see your own self with the knowledge of what we're going to show, which will be balance, setup, all these different things that we're going to go over, and then you'll be able to in between the next coach you. Be able to see it and replay it,
okay,
and then drop me any questions that you've got.
Perfect.
But also you can be able to send me some check-in videos as well.
Oof, homework.
I know, exactly. You're like, I didn't realise I was going to get homework in as well.
I never signed up for that. I'm actually quite nervous.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. How's your breathing?
My breathing's okay.
Okay.
I am breathing. I'm aware of that.
Good. Nice.
So those last 3 shots are probably the best 3 I've hit for a long time.
Love it.
And it's like...
Yeah. Exactly. That's good though. I mean, it's nice to see. And what's your main focus then when you're over the ball? Because I can see you taking your time.
So my main focus is my lead arm.
Yep.
I know I swing flat. My EUREKA golf swing's pretty flat. So it's all that. So, but my lead arm is trying to keep that structure. Through input. Once I start to collapse in here and try and swing too long,
gotcha,
I get into trouble. So I'm trying to keep my lead arm a bit more structured.
Yeah. But do you find because it's left-handed as well, you don't get your weight over towards your right side much?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do. I think I struggle to get my weight through at times as well. It feels very much, when I go left, it feels very much like the top half's doing the job.
Yeah, a bit wooden with that. So that's that one that was a lovely strike. Yeah, that's probably the best strike you've done today.
That was a good strike.
Yeah, but okay, let's think about this on the golf course though. That would miss the green. Yeah. Which would be frustrating to deal with, and yet you're like, actually, it's the best strike I've done today. Yeah. So this is exactly like every golfer out there. Yep. They hit the ball well, they look up and go, oh man, it's not going where I'm going. but it felt good though.
It felt great.
Yeah. All right, let's do one more.
Great. There's so much more concentration goes in because I'm way back down the learning curve. Like that's a lot thinner, a lot shorter, but still to the right.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? So let's just have a little look at it. So one thing I would always look at here as well, and I'll send you the video as I said. So if we think about setup, now I'd always make sure that, as you said about the grip, you interlock that, which is different towards what you'd normally do. So when I would look at then your balance, like really, really key. But for me there is that you need the open stance, as in like the foot flare, because it's so alien that you have to try and open up more than you ever think. So I can understand why your left foot is that flared. It's like you should never get your trail foot more open, as you know, than your lead side. But at the same time,
because that's
well, because
that's my right-handed stance.
Exactly,
that's crazy.
Now, so as soon as you do that one there, like you're going to have an element there of your groin, your restriction. So you're trying to get through. But let's say if we go, exactly. Now, if you go crazy and try and actually rotate, all I'm going to do is just going to pull my groin there. Yeah. So like it's that sort of motion there of going like if whenever we go do anything, always our front foot's got to be more open. Yeah. Like just as like an observation straight away, because you try and move through, your lower body's going to stall. Your upper body kicks in, and that's the pull. Okay, because you cannot clear that lower body. So the more I go like Charlie Chaplin,
I hadn't picked up on that at all. Yeah,
that would be like a relatively easy fix, but it will feel strange as a pro right-handed.
It'll feel awkward.
But let's have a little look, because I just want to show you this one here. So if we then, I mean, just for the curious on this one here, what degree of angle are we talking? So 57 degrees. Yeah. Okay, and that lead foot there is 67. Yep. Okay, so you actually doubled what you need to on that trail foot. Okay, so we need to calm that down a little bit, and that's fine because it's just part of the process. So let's have a look then.
I guess if I was a new golfer, I wasn't used to standing that way, I probably wouldn't have that problem.
True.
It's a right-handed stance, isn't it?
It is, but then actually I've experienced this as well with other people. One in particular who I just started coaching online in the US, he over-rotates because of his lacrosse and water polo.
I teach a guy who does water polo as well.
There you go.
Unbelievable shoulder turn.
Unbelievable to the point of out of control.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uncontrollable.
Exactly. So my immediate look here when you do this motion is, so you've got this lateral sway, but that's understandable because you've literally have this motion of going, well, I can't rotate exactly as I would normally.
Yep.
So what you've done there is, as you can see, you basically have really kind of moved over towards the outside of your left leg. And then,
Absolutely.
so then suddenly that lead leg has turned in because you're trying to feel the rotation. So
not me.
Yeah, exactly. Which way are you, right-handed, left-handed? Yeah. So it's like, well, when do you actually get that lead leg, that knee over toes? Yeah. It's there, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so that's so late to the game.
Far too late.
You've got, what, 2 feet, 3 feet absolute tops before you actually make contact?
Tenth of a second to fix it.
Yeah, well, exactly, and it's never going to work.
Yep.
So suddenly you can see that arm angle there is lost, and then we've got the scoop. Yeah, so then suddenly what we're doing there is we're more prone towards mistiming strike, but also super, and you can see this closed face you're going through there as well. Lower body stalls, and that's going to be the biggest hard thing for you.
Yep.
The hurdle of actually using the ground, understanding how the upper body relationship works. So just to get structure right, that's going to be a huge thing at the start.
Magic.
Yeah.
Right then.
Okay. So
I would never. There's my right-handed stance. I'm there.
Yeah.
My trail foot is pretty much perpendicular to my target line, like Hogan.
Yeah.
Lead foot open. Everything's going to that side there.
Yeah.
And then I'm playing left-handed, and I've got the same stance.
Exactly. No, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Do you know what? I completely forgot. I was there, like going through my pockets to try and find a tee. I've got a Bonk cat, and it's got these little tee holders in it. It's perfect.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good. So what I want you to do on this one here is do your stance again. We need the visual aids as well. There you go. Okay. So this is literally one of those simplest things that you can do.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, just like a little 10 degrees open. Okay, and it will feel restrictive already.
Just standing there feels restricted.
Yeah, good. Because there's no point opening up more on the way back than you do on the way through.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah. Just getting a sense of what it feels like. I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Hey, Alan. Alistair, how you doing? All right? Good. This is putting him to the test.
It certainly is.
Yeah. Left-handed, feeling nervous?
All right, just to go.
Oof.
Well done. Oh, I see, even more nervous now, Alistair. He had the beading eyes on there. He said it was bad enough with just me looking.
You played left before?
A little bit.
Play full or tennis?
No, this is the only thing I've done left-handed. So all my golf, everything's right-handed. I play football, I can kick with both feet, but hand-eye coordination with a ball, with something in my hand, is never left-handed before. Innit?
Yeah.
There's no way I could play tennis or anything left-handed. No.
The pools are left. You got an advantage.
Yep. Yeah, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Yeah. Oh, well, have you seen that new 13-year-old tennis kid? He's got forehands all day. He just switches as he runs. It is the hardest player to go against. Honestly, you'll see him win tournaments forehand every single time. That makes a difference. Yeah.
Take 2 half sets now.
That's it.
So I'm there.
So I'm curious on this one here. Is it EUREKA that you have got that stance more open?
Yes.
Okay.
I just feel as though I've probably. It's going to allow me to get my hips open a little bit more.
Yeah.
So use the bottom half a little bit more.
Definitely.
So this foot is flared out much more.
I like it. Yeah.
I've obviously gone the opposite way from where I normally am.
No, I like it. Yeah. It's really good to feel that. Definitely giving you a different sensation, isn't it? Lovely contact. Well done.
That was good.
Yeah, good. Love it. Yeah, and so as I said, like if we can improve strike, you said you could probably break 100, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, just as you well know, if you could improve strike, there's a few shots right there.
Absolutely. Do I feel? Honestly, I'm like.
Do you automatically just want to flare that open?
I've never had to. I just stand there and hit the ball.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like
But that thing is that imagine as a new golfer.
Absolutely.
As a new golfer, like let's say if I was a new golfer, I would go regimented dead straight. Mm-hmm. So that's what I would always find that every new golfer would start straight, and then never have any flare.
Yeah.
And then it's that moment there of going, then they just draw upon all their previous experiences, which is obviously great fun to do.
Absolutely.
Which sometimes work and a lot of times doesn't, as you know. But it's that, let's say your previous experience is, whatever it might be, a not right-handed pro.
Yeah.
You've flared that open, not even knowing about it. And you work harder and harder at doing what you're doing. You're just going to ingrain the wrong feels and suddenly make things worse.
That's right. Because you think about the level of golf you and I play at, you're standing there, we're looking more at the lie, the wind, things like that, and grip's not even a thing. Alignment, stance, it's just, it happens, It's like, it's natural, whereas going way back to here, it's like, oh my God, I'm starting right from scratch. But the lie is good, but the wind and things, it's not even a concern.
But you even talked about, we talked about the grip at the very start, and it's one of those ones there of just going, you need to adapt what you're currently doing. And it's starting to feel comfortable with it. And that's going to be a crucial element of what you're doing there. So let's do one more. I'm going to do a video from here.
Stay there.
It feels so alien.
Okay, you ready?
Okay, good strike. So number one thing I would always look at there is going, well, how's the contact? Because if we can just start to ingrain that, rather than just trying to manipulate things with a band-aid fix, I would always go like just improve strike, things that help out with that, and understand obviously that movement. Now, as you're doing that one there, I like the grip. Can I just show you about the down the line though? So, now you're taking your time. You ever suffered at all with the shanks, left-handed?
I've had a couple. Yes.
Yeah. The reason being is that now this is something that I always coach, is that your measuring stick is your club.
Yep.
So I would always look at how to do this. Now you've obviously got the experience to draw upon, but you got to think about the aim grip feet. So when you're doing that and you're gripping it with one hand, you're so focused on every element, aren't you?
Yep.
But just making sure that we don't get a little bit too close, or vice versa, too far away as well. But it's just an observation there. So it'd be interesting to play golf on the golf course, which we will at some stage. We talked about playing the oldest course in the world.
Yep, we shall.
Yeah. So as you go back, and you've rightly told me that certainly that club is always going to go behind. That's okay, not a problem, as long as we then have the ability to control it on the way down. Now you do a great job. Because you've got experience at a high level. But when you look at this one here, that upper body, and as you can see, look at that trail arm. Yeah, it's like a rugby ball pass, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that is why. Now this one obviously went the other way, but this is also a reason why I mentioned about the shank.
Yeah.
As you can see that is dangerously close. However, we know that right is the more of the miss. But as soon as you do that motion there with that trail arm that works out the way, that can just constantly have issues with face control.
Absolutely.
So
and the cause of that is?
The cause of that one there is basically not having the understanding of how the rotation is going to be with the lower body. Also the side bend, you don't know that yet. So you're not able then to feel what that arm is actually supposed to do yet. So your release pattern is still, I would just say it's just numb. You're just working your way around and you're just pulling your upper body round. So your torso literally like a little, think about a horizontal plane. Your upper body's just trying to do that. Rather than actually side bend going through. But that's just like further down the line. But you've got the full rotation finished, but obviously there's some bits in between.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah. So what I would do there is let's break it down. So if you, a really good sensation after we do that is just to feel a bit more connected here. I would literally just go like this. I would tuck the top under your armpit.
Right arm.
Yep.
Left arm. Sorry.
Left arm.
Yep.
Okay. So now what you're going to do there is I want you to just feel that you're never going to let go of that. Okay. So even on the way back, so you hold on to the club and do that motion, and you're going to then come back, and you're never allowed to, if we just slowly bring that out, get into this motion here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what you're doing there is you're just going to feel a little bit of almost bicep to pec, and then feel that connection as you keep going through. All I want you to do is just swing through to there.
Okay.
Forget the release.
Okay.
Just hold that finish. Yeah, if you can master that, well, that's going to be great for those short shots towards the green as well. Yeah. Okay, a little bit too far.
Too far?
Yeah,
Which way? Both ways?
Yeah, so how far do you think you just swung through? Curious.
I'm just about here somewhere.
Yeah, so that's that sensation. Your club is vertical.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want you to focus on your belt. Yeah. Your belt, your torso, your club all aiming in the same place.
Cool.
Because then you won't pop that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Come on, Steve.
Come on. Now gear yourself up. Yeah. That's interesting, isn't it? Immediately you think one thing, but you've done another.
I can feel
That's it.
as though my trail arm
Yep.
is straightening through impact
Okay.
as opposed to being straight,
Yeah, early.
like the impact being there.
Yeah.
It's still flexed
Gotcha.
to straightening.
Yeah. And you were working it away, and I described it like a rugby pass. You were doing that motion there,
yeah,
or the driving the truck.
Yes.
However you want to describe it. These got
Exactly
motions.
what I was doing.
And then as soon as you do that, your body does this, and that's that big laboured pull.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, down the line, yes, you'll hit the ball further, which is always a byproduct of more efficiency.
So I'm to here.
Yeah. Good. Just let that body keep turning through. Belt buckle to the target and limiting. Yeah, that's it. Abbreviate that finish. Yeah, love that. That's it. Yeah. So you're just going to give me like the feeling of like a 40, 50 yard little bunt.
Okay.
Under the trees. That's always a good way to.
Under the trees.
Yeah,
right, that's
every
it.
golfer's
Got that.
experienced.
Shall I go for it?
Yep, please. Okay. Well done. All right,
was
so
all
what did
right.
that feel
That was
like?
all right.
That was good. Yeah, yeah. Brilliant. Well done. Yeah, there's a bit of a look of shock.
It felt powerful.
Yeah, good.
It felt as though there was. I
done.
went right-handed. I felt.
Yeah. Because you know right-handed, you'd go under the trees.
I would go
easily.
I would go under the trees.
Yeah. But whereas actually to feel that torso is able to then focus on that turn.
Yeah.
Well, I already showed you with as you were going through, your lead leg was turning in and buckling.
Yep.
So in a way, it's a bit like slalom, like skiing.
Yep.
That's what you're currently doing.
Yep.
And we need to build in then structure and rotation as we go. But this is where the foot flare will help, the connection, the abbreviated finish, all these things will build in new sense and feels.
And should my trail arm be softer?
You can,
That
yeah.
address.
Well, so I like a breathing technique. Can we just go through that?
Aye, of course.
So, yeah, so I'm a mental game coach
Yep.
on Flow Code, Rick Sessenhouse.
Okay.
So we talk a lot about breathing. So now I mentioned about that at the very start, and you said, "Oh, I'm a bit nervous in," which is good. I like it. I like it, but that's okay. And it's because it's exactly what every golfer would experience.
Of course.
But what I want you to do then is just to allow you to be more comfortable. So what you're going to do is you're going to then think about this in terms of breathing. You're going to do 5 in. 5 seconds, okay, 5 out, and that's going to be your practice swings. And then when you're over the ball, again, you're going to do the long breath in. When you start to exhale for 2 seconds, the understanding is from shoulder down to arms is just this relaxation.
Okay.
Let the shoulders just drop. And then as you do that, tension goes, then we start the swing.
Yep.
Okay, so exhale, start the swing whilst we're doing that. We're just looking to have that completely new state.
Okay. I golfed once. I played in an event at Craigielaw, Callaway event years ago.
Yeah, great
I
course.
can't remember the guy I was playing with, and he exhaled loudly on every putt.
Right, okay.
So
Yeah,
he was standing, he'd go,
yeah. Okay, the
got to
system.
3 or 4 holes, and I had to ask.
Yeah.
And he mentioned it was like a cameraman taking a shot. He would take the shot on the exhale, so he's not
Brilliant.
moving around. So everything was nice and free.
Love
flow.
that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
interesting.
literally trying to get that flow state. Absolutely.
So,
Yeah, so
Feel
foot flare, that's the number one thing. So before we even hit the ball, we do that. To talking about breathing, so that's going to be the practice swings. You've got then that once, twice, and then inhale, exhale for 2, let the arms drop. How good is that strike? Awesome.
we're done.
How
That was
easy is
good,
that?
eh?
How easy is it? Look at how far that one's gone.
That's- look
You
at it.
remember before, you were going into that like full swing and going the same distance.
That was it.
That lower body's way more engaged.
So that's using these large muscles instead
Yeah,
of these.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Well done.
But the breathing,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, it's huge.
That's every beginner golfer when they go for a lesson can learn massive from that. Just the breathing,
Definitely.
because you're relaxed before you even take the club back.
Yeah,
Rather
yeah.
than-
Well, and it's in so many things, isn't it, that we do? When nobody who's, anxious. I mean, I always look at like driving a car. Because nobody who drives a car is comfortable.
No.
Everybody's like, oh.
Yeah, that's right.
My driving test, I'm just going to be honest, my left foot, my clutch foot was like this. I just had no control over it. And it's like, I can't drive because I'm so nervous that my left foot's moving and my body's not able to cope with it. I had no mechanism, I had no way of like coping with that. So, but I didn't know any techniques then. So all I was doing was like, right, you're going to fail, Ian, that's okay. But let's try and do the best we can. But it's a bit like, well, a lot like with golf, is that if you can have systems in place, because we don't always play great, do we?
No.
But if you had a way to go, right, can I have a little bit of factory reset? Let's get down to the setup, the fundamentals, the breathing. Let's get into a more relaxed state. Everybody plays their best when they're having more fun. Love that. Good.
Had to abbreviate that.
So look at that one there. Just so we've got then the belt buckle, the torso, and the club aiming straight out there.
Yep.
That then is engaging more, isn't it? You're not limiting the rotation
And then up here.
and then releasing up high.
And the last 3 shots I've hit,
Yeah,
I've just shorties to get a feel for this.
Yep.
Nothing's gone to the right.
exactly.
Yep.
Because there's think about what we talked about. The upper body's not labouring and bringing it around.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was really good. Okay.
Do you know what happened there?
Yeah, no, I'm curious, yeah.
No practice swing. I just
Right, you just jumped
never
straight into
rehearsed
it.
Aye.
Yeah, yeah.
I was aware of that.
Because you
when I
have
was
been
doing it.
taking your time before, haven't you?
Yeah. I was aware of that.
Yeah. But think of every golfer, like they do that all the time, don't they?
Yeah.
Just a little bit anxious and then just skip the routines. Yeah. See that body rotation there, I love that. And look at where the ball's gone as well.
Straight again.
Yeah, exactly. You can make life easy down the middle, can't you? Yeah. All the bunkers the greenkeepers have got you down the left and right.
That's right.
They never have them in the middle, or rarely anyway.
Very rare in the middle.
Yeah.
Very rare at the back of a green either.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. So how often then are you short then with your left-handed shots?
Pretty much most shots.
Yeah, yeah. I'm curious then, because this is obviously part of the journey. And I know you've got a TrackMan. Have you done a yardage gapping from carry?
I did. So 110 yards, 7-iron.
Okay, yep.
Carry, that's pure.
That's good. Yeah, okay. Good start.
Right-handed is 170.
Yeah.
So 60 yards shorter, left-handed.
Okay.
Speed's way down.
Yeah.
But it was 110 yards with 7-iron.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Which is good, but it was so inconsistent.
Well, that's the thing.
Today's a good day.
Yeah.
This is good. And going forward, I'm
Brilliant.
I've got something to work on that's backed up by somebody else.
Yeah.
Rather than me just standing here looking at
exactly.
myself, you know.
Yeah, yeah. You're like drawing upon all these years of experience to pull
Exactly.
together.
But years of experience playing the other way.
Yeah. So whenever you think about any learning curve, if the worst thing we can do is keep throwing more and more things at you,
Yeah.
you've got to then just make sure. How nice is that? That is beautiful.
That's just as far, isn't it?
It's further.
100 yards.
Yeah, yeah. But your first few big, let's say, laboured swings weren't even carrying 100.
That's right.
Whereas that one there, it's like you've abbreviated the finish halfway. Yeah. Your body's turning, and then you'll just control over the impact better.
It's pivot driven, isn't it?
Exactly. It's lovely. Well done.
I'm working hard here, though.
Yeah. I'm really trying. Well done. That's it. Good. See, how good is that? See, look at that for rotation, Steve.
That's like 105.
Brilliant.
That's 8-iron.
There you go. And I even videoed it as well, so we got proof of this.
We've got proof.
But so, like, in terms of the feeling, let's say versus X amount of time ago, like, what's your overriding sensation? Because we could talk about all these different things, and I could say do this, do that, give you the knowledge of why.
Yep.
That's also a huge thing that I want to always instill is like we change something because, not just change it because I've said so. I've given you reasons why. But you need a sensation of like what's your biggest changes and sensations to draw upon?
So my sensations there, this under the arm is very, very good.
Good.
I feel much more connected.
Yep.
It feels much shorter and sharper.
Gotcha.
So I've got visual pictures. I'm going to take notes when I go away from here.
Brilliant.
Under the tree,
Add them in on skillet so I can read them.
That's what I'll do.
Yeah.
Exactly what I'll do. Under the trees, huge for me because I totally get that.
Yeah.
I completely get that. A new golfer probably wouldn't get that.
Yep.
But as I say, this connection, so my initial setup, I feel as though I've limited what can happen on the way back by setting my foot where it should be. But it's not, it's just allowed me to get through better, so I understand that.
Yeah.
The connection between the left pec and left tricep in there is fantastic because I totally understand I'm no longer throwing a rugby ball, I'm actually trying to play golf.
Yeah. We're in the wrong spot. You're obviously just down at Murrayfield last week.
And you're highlighting the finish position here of belt buckle, torso, hands, everything in front of the chest is massive. And if I can stop there, because I know when I hit on the course, if I get through that position, it'll continue further slightly.
Yeah.
But if I focus on finishing there, lots of things will fall in the right place.
Yeah. And so like that would be, let's say for argument's sake, you went out and you're full of confidence, which every golfer should have, and then suddenly it didn't go right for the first 3 holes. Everybody's experienced that.
Yeah.
I would say for 2 holes, do that. Just to bring things back.
Absolutely.
Feel also a bit more connected, understand the breathing, and just go into the things that actually are going to work.
Absolutely.
Not trying to muscle it down.
Totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Totally agree
so
with that.
Those would be like the core things that we'd only stick to today. And you then need to get the repetitions in. So you need to then, everything I give you, you're going to do 100 reps. And then you're going to send me a video. And you're going to be like, right, Ian, okay, so I'm thinking about foot flare. I've done my 100 reps. You might find that easy. That's fine. But you need to ingrain it until it comes natural. So look at the ball direction there.
I know.
Yeah.
Breathing as well.
Brilliant. Yeah.
So just to, the breathing gave me a sense of freedom, sense of flow.
Good. Yeah.
I was able to.
Yeah. Well, because you even said about on that trail arm, your tension wasn't there. It wasn't straight. It was more relaxed. Well, it's anything when you're actually breathing properly, or when you're having fun playing golf. Nobody, it's tense. No. Shoulders aren't rigid. Yeah.
It's easy when you're playing well. It's easy.
Yeah. Oh. Should we pick it up?
It's all right.
Sorry, we're in Scotland.
In Scotland, it happens exactly.
Did you? Did you think don't thin it?
It crossed my mind.
Yeah, you're like this is going to be an expensive one. Let's make sure we get that load in. Transfer the weight.
Perfect.
But that's a great example there. We've been distracted.
Yes.
Now, actually, it wasn't windy like that at all. It's just a random gust. Now, obviously, we laughed it off.
Yep.
But let's say for every golfer, they would experience that as a huge distraction.
Absolutely.
Which might be, let's say, a little bit of distraction by someone playing golf near them.
Yep.
The wind, the environment. So we were aware of all that, weren't we? But as a good golfer, you can discard that. And you could be in the zone and not even think about those things. Lovely. See, look at the club face control because of it as well.
It's good, eh?
Yeah, love that. Yeah. So by doing that one there, now that, by the way, that is going to be, now if you think about the 7-iron in your hand, if you go into a pitching wedge, or 8-iron, sorry, and you do exactly the same thing, that little shot there will be perfect for your little pitch.
Yep.
Your chip around the green, you're going to adjust the stance and stuff, but that will be the same principle that we're trying to work on.
Absolutely.
And then that will massively give you that control out on the golf course as well.
And then with driver, it's the same thing, isn't it? It's still working the same thing.
Exactly.
And of course, momentum's going to take you further through, but if I can focus on what I do there
Definitely.
to get to here, then whatever happens after that's done.
Yeah. And I would definitely see, as a driver, whatever curvature you get with an 8-iron, we're going to double it.
Yes.
Or more.
Aye.
That's just to be expected. And we'll get to that absolutely in no time at all.
Awesome.
Well done.
I've got homework to do.
You absolutely do.
Magic. Thanks very much.
Don't be too nervous.
That was brilliant.
Awesome. Well done.
Oof. How good was that? How good was that? That was amazing. I absolutely loved it. Just been for my first ever golf lesson. Left-handed golf lesson, but still my first lesson. Golf's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I've obviously got some homework to do, but it was really, really good to highlight. I mean, the stance thing, I hadn't even, that trail foot flare, of course that's going to stop the lower body from getting through. It's amazing, great having another coach look at me. It was great to experience a golf lesson left-handed, feeling that apprehension, feeling how daunting it is actually to have a golf lesson, because you want to perform, don't you? You absolutely want to perform. I specifically went in there with an agenda to make sure that I got the answers I was looking for, which I did. Thoroughly recommend that. If you're going for a golf lesson, make sure you know what you want to get out of the golf lesson. One thing I also made a point of doing was making sure I practice swing before every shot to try and ingrain or to feel what Iain was telling me, instructing me to do. So many people when I coach come in and just hit ball, hit ball, hit ball. It takes a little bit of time to age the process, and at one time I never took a practice swing and hit the ball poorly. But in general, I hit the ball really well there. Even in the warm-up I was hitting the ball pretty well, which was good. So that was a great left-handed day. Great to get feedback on how my left-handed golf swing is, because it's, let's be honest, it's not great. So I'm going to go home, do my homework, going to go and do what Iain tells me to do, and we'll keep the journey going. And I honestly feel I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing. I feel as though the abbreviated follow through, controlled by the pivot, which is a little bit technical, but I get it. I totally get it. And hitting under the tree, totally get it. And the connection between left pec and trail arm, I totally get it. I can see it. I can feel it. I love it. All Iain's details are linked below. He coaches here at Melville Driving Range in Edinburgh, and he's number 2 on Skillist in the world. The second top coach in the world on Skillist has just given me a golf lesson. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'll be back. I will be back.